Instead, Johnny Manziel, in what we presume is his last college football game, did exactly, John, what we thought we thought he might, and entertain us in a way that very few ever have.
We'll see the play again from many angles as a new NFL head coach and top 10 plays of the year. But first, we got to go back to Atlanta. Reese Davis, what a show.
What a show indeed, guys. 52-48. You ring out 2013 with your basic 100-point performance for both teams. Johnny Manziel throwing for 382, running for 73 more, accounting for 5 touchdowns, and the Aggie fans hopeful, wishing maybe somehow, some way Manziel will decide to come back for at least one more year. If not, what a way to go out. We expected Johnny to just ball out, and he really did that despite falling in a big hole early.
What's new? I feel like we see him do this each and every week. He loves the big stage because it gives him the opportunity to be the star. And he was absolutely that again here tonight. Arguably maybe his tour de force performance and maybe his last game in college football. He was everything to his team tonight, not just on the field with respect to the execution. And we saw him very accurate all game long. I still can't describe what just happened on this play, how he was able to keep his feet. But again, he just makes these plays routine. And I think that's his greatness. Made some plays in the running game, was very accurate in the passing game. Simply one of the greatest players in college football history.
And I think even more than that, he was motivating his guys on the sidelines. He was getting in his defense's face, saying, listen, let's go. We're going to pull this out. We got to make plays. We got to do this together. And I think that's something that a great leader does. You have to be able to inspire. The defense had no reason to have confidence, Reese. They were getting pummeled the first half. It was embarrassing. One of the most embarrassing performances in a half I've ever seen in football. They turned it around, got a few stops, got them to kick a few field goals, and the next thing you know, they make the big pick six at the end, and that A&M wins the ball game.
Yeah, Nate Askew, who's one of the better athletes on the team, never really quite meshed at receiver, so they moved him to linebacker, and he came up with the game-sealing interception. So as bad as A&M's defense was, they ended up making the game-saving plays. But make no mistake, A&M's not close in this game, if not for the leadership and the virtuoso performance of Johnny Manziel. You go back over the history of college football, and you think of the great individual game-changing quarterbacks. You can date back to Roger Staubach or Archie Manning, maybe Fred Tarkenton or Doug Flutie, Michael Vick, Cam Newton in the modern era. None of them, I think, even as exciting as they were, none of them were more magnetic or more captivating than Johnny Manziel.
No, I don't think I've ever been disappointed when I've turned on a game that Johnny Manziel's played, and he's always done his part. Listen, there's a lot of quarterbacks across college football that's afforded the opportunity to play with a really good defense. He's never had that. He scored 40 in 14 straight games, and they're losing 3 or 4 games in that span. So he's a player that's had scrutiny off the field as much as anybody, with all the Twitter and everything that comes along with what he did, and a defense that wasn't at his back all the time. He was still able to come out and meet every expectation every single time.
One of the greatest of all time, must-watch television. His style of play was just simply unique. The legacy at Texas A&M, he brought them back to national prominence, kind of where they were in the 90s under R.C. Slocum. Became a brand name again, the team in Texas. But as an individual, even off the field, guys, how often do you see college athletes transcend the sport? He was a legit celebrity to the same level as guys like LeBron James and Tom Brady. He was Johnny Football. He was his own brand. And I said this at the end of the game. Whether or not you're a Texas A&M fan or not, if you were a fan of college football, you were lucky to watch this guy play. Maybe we're done watching him in college. Maybe it's time for him to take his game to the next level. But God, would we ever be lucky if he could come back just one more year.
Yeah, and the thing is about this team is a long way off from being able to beat an Alabama team a year ago. They shouldn't have beat Alabama. They shouldn't have had a lot of the wins they had. He's put the program on his back and helped this job for Kevin Sumlin and A&M moving forward to make it a lot easier, because they're getting better recruits. They're building a filthy new complex. Everything is on the uptick because of this guy and what he was able to do. It's a team game, and he's got great players around him, but he's definitely been the guy that's just been making you go wow for 2 years now.
There was a recent story that said that perhaps Manziel winning the Heisman Trophy and becoming a big star, the value to Texas A&M, have been overestimated. I would contend that you cannot put a price tag, you cannot put a value on what Johnny Manziel has meant to Texas A&M and by extension to college football. Don't know if it was the last ride or not, but if it was, what a performance. Aggies win at 52-48.
I've always liked him. I've never not liked John football. Before the Sports Center shows, we have meetings. This was back in September. I said, this is the star of college football. We can't talk about him enough. And 2, NFL owners watching that video right there of him signing his face, high fives, motivating. I don't know what GMs and scouts, but as far as owners, they're salivating, thinking bringing this guy into an NFL team to wake up a franchise that needs woken up.
Right, and we'll hear from Todd McShay later to project. And how do you project? Because some team that needs just what you're talking about, a shot in the arm. I don't care what his measurables are. We did a piece for Game Day. I don't know how tall he is, but he ain't 6'1".
No.
All right? His measurables may be one thing. Somebody that needs a shot of adrenaline in the arm is going to draft number 2. And they're going to benefit one way or another.
Dude can play. Dude can play. That's my scouting report.
Reese Davis just mentioned he would ball out. He did. For a while, it looked like Duke might win by 100. Let's show you what happened in the Chick-fil-A Bowl.
Cray.
Johnny Manziel walking in. What's you gonna do? We do football. All right, calm down. Manziel early, looking for Mike Evans. This guy is going to be a highly drafted pro as well. Sort of a Vincent Jackson type, 6'5", physical, can't deal with him, but he got a little bit animated tonight, got some flags. That backed them up. They missed a field goal. All right, here comes Anthony Boone and Duke. And let's not sleep on what Boone did. He was sensational at quarterback for Duke. Hits Josh Snead, Devils up 7-0. Manziel, and this is a scene we saw early. You got the sense that he got the sense that his squad just wasn't there, sleepwalking, trying to get them up and motivated because Brandon Cannett, another quarterback for Duke, one that runs quite capably, takes it in, 14-3. And what's going on? What's going on is your defense is lousy, and that's been what they are all year. He's needed to bail them out. Here, Manziel misses Malcolm Kennedy. And this is after Mike Evans has got another flag. He's over there imploring, I got to have you, 13. Early second, Aggies down 21-3. Manziel finds a wide-open Travis Labhart. I said a moment ago when we just came on here, 28-3, wrong, 21-3, but you get the point, A&M down, and they're down more after this. Boone. What's Trent Dilfer? That's a dime.
Oh, straight sauce.
A perfect pass to Jamison Crowder. It's 28-10 Devils. Duke's 5th drive. 5 drives, 5 touchdowns. Snead sets up a great block from one of his wideouts. You can see 3 giving him a sign as if to say, come back this way and I'll get you to the end zone. And that's exactly what happens.
That's great stuff.
Crowder, not just a diva out there catching it, wants to help his man out and showing his strength there with some push-ups. 5 drives, 5 touchdowns, onside kick, get the ball back. Looks like they're going to get 42 in the half. They have to settle for a field goal after Isaac Blakeney's tackle too short. It's 38-17 at the half. Earlier in the day, Duke playing basketball against Elon. They had 35 in the first half. You see, they have a comfortable lead there too. 35 in the first half. Football outscores basketball in the half, 38. But Johnny Manziel wasn't done. This is the play that will show forever. What was down? I don't know. It's a hurdle. It's 2. Maroon. What do you want me to tell you? That's Labhart again. Touchdown. Another look. Looks like he's thinking, okay, if I can find some space. Okay, there's no space. Then he jumps back out of the way. Duke defenders are falling out like bowling pins. And Manziel gets the Aggies back into it. Top 10 nominee, you think? Thanks, Tips. Thanks for the help here. We've done this before. Manziel says, show me love. Show us love. Let's stay in this game. And it wasn't all Manziel. Here, Trey Carson, the big fella, hit those shoulders square 2-1 and get out of the way if you're a Duke defender. Manziel and the Aggies going berserk on the sidelines. Early 4th. It's a 10-point deficit. Manziel to the corner. And it's a 3-point deficit now. Everybody's all right. Johnny comeback. Seems apropos. This is what he was doing all night long. Begging his team. Defense, can you give me a stop? I beg of you. Here, no. Boone hits Crowder. 3rd and 8. Juwan Thompson. On 3rd and 11. 3rd and 3. Boone. Rolls right. Finds Braxton Deaver. One more again. It's Deaver. Another first down, and as we mentioned, Manziel was sensational. Boone was remarkable himself, and here, David Reeves Stepped out of bounds 3 or 4 times, but he did an amazing job keeping just the toe on the ground and the heel off of it. So it's a 10-point Duke advantage once again. And now it's the Duke players saying, hey, we can jump and yell too. A lot of folks involved in this game on scholarship, not just you. Ready to react! Manziel, Terrell Walker, A&M back within 3. Next Duke drive, 3rd and 5. Boone, John L. Barnes, another 3rd down conversion. And someone's just thinking, I know the defense has not got a lot. Can you give me something? Can you give me something? Oh! How about this? Here comes Tony Hurd Jr. to the paint. Giga Maggies, they're out in front. 52-48, that's their first lead of the night. And Manziel again. If this quarterback thing doesn't work out, he could be a yell leader. Boone, Crowder on the sidelines, ruled down. And you'll see that accurately called, yes, accurately called.
Go with Bob.
All due respect, I don't know if the Duke fan can cry about not getting a call. Boom to Brandon Braxton. Drive stays alive. Then Nate Askew here. Boone's just trying to get rid of it. And the irony is, on a night when their defense could do nothing at all, it's the pick 6 that gives them the lead, and it's this pick that ensures that Manziel, if this is the end in College Station, will walk off the field a winner and leave this as his document. This is what I was capable of when I played college football. He was the first freshman to win a Heisman Trophy, the 2 highest total offenses seasons in the history of the SEC. One of 5 FBS players with 20 passing touchdowns and 20 rushing touchdowns. You can read. The last one is one of 6 FBS players with 3 grand passing and a grand rushing in a single season. I'm out of breath. Coming up much more. The press conference. He's going to be asked again, is he going? He'll say no. Todd McShay on his stock. We'll show you that play again from every angle. Are you not entertained?